constitutional reform to begin next year. E-ticketing system catches thousands of lawbreakers and has sees increased profits. I'm Enrico Bulford, and this is Uncut News. To see what's happening, send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. The government expects the process to update Guyana's constitution to begin in earnest early next year, with the Constitution Reform Commission bill slated for debate in the National Assembly soon. Gail Teixeira, the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, made the statement on Tuesday during a nationwide stakeholders meeting on electoral reform. She said, quote, "I should point out that this process that we're going through today, which is dealing with electoral law, that is amendments to statutes, is distinctly separate from the constitutional reform process, which will commence in early 2023. That bill for the composition of the Commission for Constitutional Reform, which is made up equally of members of political parties and civil society, is on the order paper for the National Assembly when it meets after recess." Guyana has been placed 35th out of 146 nations and second in the Caribbean for eliminating gender inequality, according to the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report 2022. Guyana earned a .752 score. Guyana's score is .024 higher than its 2021 index score. Barbados was placed 30th with a score of .765 and ranked first in the Caribbean. Meanwhile, Jamaica came in third. Guyana is placed 6th in the Latin American and Caribbean area. According to the research, men and women in Guyana enjoy near equal rights to financial services, land, and non-land assets. In the meanwhile, women have equal inheritance rights. Although they mention nothing about our serious gender-based violence issues in Guyana, but, well, oh well. CARICOM and the African Export-Import Bank have inked an agreement to form a relationship between the bank and the regional organization. According to a statement from the President's office, the agreement intends to encourage collaboration, support, and assistance of all forms in nature in order to allow the development and financing of South-South commerce between African nations and the Caribbean community. After decades of waiting, over 100 farmers in Region 5 obtained agricultural land leases from the MMA-ADA on Wednesday. MMA-ADA General Manager Mahendranath Ramjit told the newsroom on Wednesday that 128 leases for cattle rearing, rice farming, and cash crop farming were issued. Guyana has been designated one of 35 places to visit in 2023 and beyond in the United Kingdom edition of National Geographic Traveler. The list highlights some of the most thrilling and extraordinary places on Earth, divided into 5 categories: adventure, culture, nature, family, and community. Guyana is known for its natural beauty and is ranked with other countries with epic landscapes, cultural awakenings, conservation projects, and family favorites. Guyana ranked 13 on the list of 35, and it was touted as a destination to be considered genuinely off-grid and is likened to Tanzania and Botswana. It might not be robbery season, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even have drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Month. Currently on sale is this 2016 Toyota Crown Athlete. It comes with Bluetooth magrams, new tires, TV, CD, stereo, fog lamps, back camera, and much more. Buy cash for $9.95 million, or pay as low as $1.99 million down, with around $170,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit their showrooms at 171 Pideroshi, Queenstown, or to Lamar Street, and tell them Narika sent you for this sweet deal. With the e-ticketing system placed along the Mandela to Eccles Road, the Guyana Police Force's traffic department recorded a total of 52,932 traffic offenses. The offenses were committed between October 1st and 21st of 2022. 16,453 drivers were discovered to be above the speed limit, while 36,479 were found to be without wearing seatbelts. However, none of the drivers will be charged since there is no legislation in existence that allows for electronic fines. According to the police, a data collection effort is presently underway, while the authorities seek to put in place the legal systems to help magistrates and the GRA. Unfortunately, movements towards that effort have yet to occur. 38-year-old Oren Jarek appeared in the High Court accused of the 2014 murder of Pleasant minibus driver Gavin Fife. Jarek was originally charged with murder, but he chose to plead guilty to the lesser charge of manslaughter. According to the accusation, Jarek killed Fife on July 31, 2014 at the Pleasant minibus park on Regent Street and Avenue of the Republic in Georgetown. The case was deferred until November 15, 2019. The Ministry of Home Affairs is planning to spend $74.6 million on a series of construction and repair projects at 3 fire stations around the nation. The ministry will carry out rehabilitation work at the West Rumvelt Fire Station for an estimated cost of $20 million. Build a trestle, bridge, and fence at the officers' living quarters at the Anna Regina Fire Station for an estimated cost of $11 million, and build an appliance bay area and fence at the Bartica Fire Station for an estimated cost of $43 million. The ministry received $21 billion from this year's budget, with the Guyana Fire Service receiving $2 billion to carry out its goals for the year. On Monday, a child who was left at home with his siblings perished in the Pomeroon River. 20-month-old toddler Jeremiah Rodriguez died. According to police, the event occurred on Monday at 9:30 in Grand Kitty, Lower Pomeroon. Dacia Torres, the boy's mother, left her home at about 8:30 in the morning and went to work a short distance away, leaving her 2-month-old infant and Jeremiah at home. Dacia's sister called out for her at 9:30 a.m., saying Jeremiah was floating in a trench. According to police, the toddler was taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Checks for signs of violence were conducted, but none were found. An unnamed man's body was discovered floating on the Mazaruni River in Region 7. According to a report, at around 3 p.m. on Tuesday, a female called the Bartica police station and reported receiving information from a miner in the area, who is a claim holder at the Baccarat mining concession, that his workers saw what appeared to be a bloated body of a human floating in the Mazaruni River. According to the police, the body was recovered from the river and discovered to be in an advanced condition of decomposition, so they were unable to tell if there were any marks of violence on the body. Now for today's oil update. The Hess Corporation recorded a net income of $515 million in the third quarter of 2022. This is a considerable improvement above the net income of $115 million in the third quarter of 2021. Higher realized selling prices and sales volumes in the third quarter of this year drove the improvement in revenue. It was also highlighted that net income in the second quarter benefited from comparable conditions, totaling a sizable $667 million. Hess sold 8 cargoes of crude oil in Ghana in the third quarter of 2022, up from 6 cargoes in the second quarter. Hess aims to sell 9 cargoes in the fourth quarter of this year. Hess owns a 30% working interest in the Starboard block.
As an independent online news entity, being politically objective can cost you a lot of money in lost sponsorship opportunities. That's because most local companies are often too scared to associate themselves with a news entity that is uncompromising with the truth. We do appreciate our sponsors, as their support is what has allowed us to maintain our integrity without fear and remain dedicated to you, our viewers. Every night, thousands of viewers rely on Uncut News because they are tired of the biased and poorly presented mainstream media in Guyana. But to truly compete, we need your help to grow Uncut News from being the most watched online news to the most watched news in Guyana, period. Help us by becoming a monthly subscriber today. There are special rewards at every subscription level, including your name in the credits, personalized gifts, and more. Your monthly contribution helps us to stay independent by spending less time worrying about paying the bills and more time on keeping you informed. So click the link in the description of this video and become a subscriber today.
Attention truck owners, if you're not shopping at Powered Automotive, you're wasting your money. Powered Automotive has all the major parts for all models of DAF, Freightliner, Mach, International, and more. No need to knock your belly here. They have all the parts you need at prices you can afford. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles, or call or WhatsApp them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. You can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Now for our Uncut News Views Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. Last night I asked, how do you feel about the electoral districts that are being proposed? Maria Vera says, what's the reason for wanting new districts? Ghana is a relatively small country with a small population, so all things being equal, should be easy to govern. They are actually electoral district, not administrative. To my understanding, it won't change how these districts are governed as much as it will change how the government is elected in said districts. Although I will most definitely do some more research and get back to you with more. Now for tonight's question. How do you feel about the constitutional reform efforts so far? Are you knowledgeable about it? Do you need to know more? Or do you feel that you know a lot about it? Or really, I just want to hear from you all. How do you feel about it? So, think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bulford saying good night, folks.